Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at part 2 of Warrior Elites, Alexander the Great's Cavalry. Before we begin, just a quick reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along. Mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Our first question of the day is from Kirk. He wants to know what was so special about Alexander the Great's cavalry. Kirk, in a nutshell, the companion cavalry rode the best horses and received the best weaponry available. Our next question is from Ignacio. He asks, who were Alexander's companions? Ignacio, Alexander had a close emotional attachment to Hipparchus, his companion cavalry commander. He also had a close relationship with his childhood friend Hephaestion. They both studied along with a handful of other Macedonian children under the tutelage of Aristotle. Moving right along, our next question is from Gerard. He asks, who were the elite guard of the companion cavalry? Gerard, good question. The companion cavalry were known as the Hetairoi, meaning those near the king. They were the specially chosen elite guard of the king and were known as the Somatophilicus. Our next question is from Donna. She asks, what did Alexander the Great look like? Donna, he was reported to have been stocky, muscular, with a prominent forehead and a ruddy complexion. He was said to have been handsome with shoulder-length blondish red hair. Now we have a question from Simone. She asks, wasn't there something different about his eyes? Yes, Simone, you are absolutely correct. According to Plutarch and other writers of antiquity, Alexander had what is known as a heterochromia. That is, one eye brown and the other was blue. Our next question is from Cassie. She wants to know what Alexander's army ate. Cassie, the diet of the Macedonian soldier consisted primarily of grain products as a staple. Dried meat, wheat, barley, and millet were all available throughout Asia Minor and India. Another plus was the easy portability of these products. Once they captured a city, the army was treated to a bevy of local delights. As for Alexander, he is one of the most notable leaders who loved ice cream. According to the ancient historians, he often ate frozen milk with honey, accompanied by various fruits and wines. On a purely funny note, if we look further back into history, King Solomon often enjoyed a fruit puree, and Abraham of the Old Testament enjoyed iced goat's milk. Now we have a question from Pietro. He asks, how did Alexander treat his soldiers and how did he pay them? Pietro, Alexander generally dressed like his soldiers and spent time with them. He could often be found just walking through the camp, stopping to talk and listen to groups of men. This outward appearance of love and concern, allied with his courage and determination, evoked great affection from his soldiers. With regard to pay, Alexander was more than generous with his army. He had ample funds in the royal treasury, and on the outset of his invasion of the Persian Empire, he did take short-term loans to ensure that everyone was paid. We still have time for a couple more questions. Let's see. Here's a good one from Sebastian. He asks, why was the Macedonian army and the companion cavalry so successful? Sebastian, neither the Illyrians nor the Greeks could match the discipline of the Macedonians and their unstoppable phalanx. With regard to the companion cavalry, on the battlefield they successfully applied a hammer and anvil tactic. The companion cavalry would be used as the hammer in conjunction with the phalanx, who served as the anvil. In this way, the companion cavalry could attack from either the flank or from behind. Let's press on. Our next question is from Cameron. He says that he is confused and wants to know what is a shock cavalry. Cameron, a shock cavalry is essentially a heavy cavalry. They are still intended to deliver a battlefield charge or act in tactical reserve. They are distinct from light cavalry, who are intended for scouting, screening, and skirmishing. Our last question for today is from Marta. She wants to know, how did Alexander treat people he conquered? Marta, Alexander would take away the political autonomy of those he conquered, but not their culture or way of life. In this way, he would gain their loyalty by honoring their culture, even after the conquest was complete. In turn, this created both security and stability. This brings us to the end of Part 2 of Warrior Elites, Alexander the Great's Cavalry. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. Just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. For your convenience, we have posted our email address and Instagram information. We enjoy hearing from our subscribers, and we encourage you to send us your questions and any comments you may have. If you haven't subscribed to Traveler's Tales, please do. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Traveler's Tales will return with Greek muses, the goddesses of inspiration. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and fact, Kartistos.